Alright guys, so earlier this week, Dana White announced the UFC 291 card. The same day that Francis Ngannou announced that he was going to PFL. But that's another story for another day. But this is going to be, I'm not sure I think it's a co-main event. And hopefully this fight will be 5 rounds. But Alex Pereira is actually returning. And he's making his light heavyweight debut versus Blachowicz. Now, this is a very exciting fight, and there's a lot of X factors going into it. First of all, let's mention the elephant in the room. Alex Pereira just got knocked out cold. He was flatlined in April, and he's coming back in July. And typically, when you get knocked out cold like he was, like his head was in the back of his head and everything, and his head bounced off the canvas. But when you get knocked out like that, you need 6 months to recover. And considering the fact that Alex Pereira is 35 years old, he's going to be 36 by the time he comes back, basically getting knocked out at the end of his prime, that is probably going to change a fighter. Like, we've all seen Kamaru Usman, how he looked after he got knocked out, and that was 7 or 6 months after he had been knocked out. Now, Pereira's going like 3 months after he's been knocked out against a power punch in the light heavyweight division, a big dude, and he can grapple too. So right now, I'm really leaning towards Jan Blachowicz. He's a well-rounded fighter. He's got a heavy left hook, heavy right hand as well. His kicks are leg kicks are really good. He checks kicks very well too. We seen that in the Michael Ankalaev fight. He's not much of a kicker, but we've seen he compromised that dude's leg. He did the same thing to a great kicker like Israel Adesanya. Adesanya was feinting the kicks, setting them up and everything. And Jan was checking a lot of his kicks. And he compromised Adesanya's legs too. Now Pereira, he doesn't throw too much feints. It's more of the awkward way that he throws it kind of throws his opponents off. That's why it's so effective. It's not necessarily that he's setting it up so well. It's just that the way he throws it, it's very hard to read. But I think someone like Jan Blachowicz with the level of leg kick defense he has, I think he'll do well at defending the kicks. And Jan Blachowicz is kind of a defensive fighter. He's not gonna not in the Israel Adesanya way of using footwork. It's just kind of pulling back from shots, parrying shots very well, blocking them. Blocking kicks very well, things like that. And with Pereira, the main thing he's going to have to be worried about is, Pereira's great jab, Pereira's left hook, the right straight from Pereira, the leg kicks, as well as the flying knees from Alex Pereira. Because obviously Jan Blachowicz, I'm assuming part of his game plan is going to be to take him down. So Pereira is going to be looking to intercept those takedowns of flying knees and things like that. But right now, I don't think he's going to finish. He might not knock Pereira out, but I think he can win a decision, especially if it's a 3-round fight, which, from what I've seen, it's looking like it's going to be 3 rounds. But Pereira is training with Glover Teixeira, which is really good. So we haven't seen how his grappling has been improving since November, because he hasn't had to use it, but we'll see. This is a great fight in the light heavyweight division. And in my opinion, the winner of this fight should be next after Yuri Prohaska fights Jamal Hill. But this is a great fight. But yeah, so far, I'm going with Jan Blachowicz winning this fight. I think I'm gonna say 29-28 unanimous decision. But yeah, hopefully this is a 5-round fight though.